We are back with the program. Once again, it's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here.
I'm doing a podcast. Okay, sorry.
I'll start again. We are back with the show, and once again, it is Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here. It's TV time as always, and we're taking a look at what's going on with our monthly TV updates. And who better to give us a monthly TV update on what's going on out there in television land, all the changes, all the things that are taking place, renewals, cancellations, and whatnot, than our good friend. She is one of the lead writers at theTVRatingsGuide.com. That's theTVRatingsGuide.com. It gives you a whole bunch of listings out there for not only for renew cancel indexes that you got to be aware of for all the major networks out there, but they've got a lot of reviews, a lot of great articles. They even got their own shows that they go and develop, that they go and play out over the course of an entire season, which you got to go and check out. It's great reading. It is my good friend. It is Jessica Boggs. Welcome back to the show.
Hello. I'm glad to be here.
All right. Great to have you back as always for a monthly update. I told you we were going to be able to do this more often as far as get you on the show because TV is something that we sometimes neglect here on the show. And that's unfortunate because we're always watching TV. It's always there. It's looking at us in the living room. So we got to go ahead and update everyone on what's going on with the TV within TV land out there. So, okay, lay it on me, Jess. I know there's some good news for the Good Place fans out there, but we'll start with there. What's going on with the Good Place and NBC?
Well, it did get renewed for a fourth season.
Oh, that's great news. That's great news for all those fans out there. It's kind of funny though. It is the highest rated comedy on the network, tied with my favorite comedy that's out there, Superstore. So that's a good sign for not only the Good Place, but could it mean a good sign for Superstore as well?
I think it's gonna be good, though. Superstore is also this close to syndication. Kind of like a couple more seasons in, and it'll be at syndication.
But it is one of the highest rated, actually, but it is the highest rated, tied with the Good Place. I do want to say that they're being broken up the Thursday night 8 o'clock hour with the Good Place and also Superstore. That's being broken up by Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Could you explain that as far as the way that it's being spaced out? I know Superstore is being moved to, as far as at least new episodes are not being put on the network as of now.
That's correct, actually. Sorry about that.
No worry. It'll sound much better in post.
Going back in, well, like I said, in my opinion, it's just it was not a good idea to bench Superstore for like 3 months, though. But it's still too early to tell.
Do you think Brooklyn Nine-Nine is going to be something that's going to be successful on the network? Because it's been touch and go for shows moving from one network to the other. Last Man Standing has done well on Fox, but other shows that have moved from one network to another have not always found success.
I think with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it'll probably pull around similar numbers, though. But then again, NBC comedy has been fractional for some time.
Fair enough. And I know you mentioned that in our November update that was what's going on with several of the shows that were, as far as our comedies are concerned. What other major news are out there as far as in the TV world that you want to go ahead and update to us that are out there that need to be spoken about, that people need to get an ear on as far as what's going on in the TV world?
Well, there is speculation that Murphy Brown has apparently been canceled, even though that's not official yet.
And that's surprising to at least a little bit because CBS, you and I both know, put a ton of marketing power in its reboot, and I'll tell you right now, I was kind of surprised how much emphasis they wanted to go ahead and put into the reboot. I know that they saw what went on with Will and Grace, and also when you're talking about Roseanne, that got rebooted and found success. Will and Grace initially found success with its reboot. Tell me, why do you think that Murphy Brown, besides maybe some faltering ratings, is going to get the axe sometime in the near future if it hasn't already?
I mean, besides its ratings and stuff, it was put in like at a time where things were super political at the moment, and which is not usually a good sign, though.
And you
Like
said it, and how many episodes is it currently going to be at for this season?
it got capped at 13 episodes.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good for an initial run, as far as the reboot is concerned. That obviously is a telling sign. 13 episodes right away is, yeah, usually if it even gets done, even if it gets cut down to 17, that's still like a warning light that flashes up in my head that maybe it's not long for this world as far as the reboot is concerned. What out there else that people need to know about besides Murphy Brown, because that obviously looks like it's, teetering on the edge of cancellation? What other good or bad news out there that people need to know when it comes to the TV world?
The other bad news would be Happy Together got capped, and Criminal Minds will be ending its season early at 15 episodes, which we all knew we all knew before the season that it would be 13, it would be 15 episodes.
Now, with Criminal Minds, is that a sign that maybe the actual series is coming to an end? Criminal Minds was once at the top of the heap when it came to not only CBS but TV viewing nationwide, and it has fallen on harder times, so to speak. And at this point, is it, it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that it being capped at 15 doesn't mean the death knell for the series as Criminal Minds.
Maybe, but it's still too early to show at the moment. I mean, ratings are still fine for 10 p.m., but it could be better. But most shows that usually get capped at or get their episodes orders cut, they were Sunday at 10 p.m. shows like CSI and CSI Cyber. And my guess is it has something to do with production. And we all knew this before the season even began, that it was going to be 15 episodes for Criminal Minds.
Okay, and I'll tell you what, Criminal Minds has had a great run, but yeah, it does not look like the future is long for it. If maybe they'll do what, a shortened season next season, like they are doing this season, or even end up doing some type of movie finale for it, maybe to gracefully send it away on out. But yes, I have not heard a final death knell for the series, but it just does not look good for Criminal Minds at this point in time going forward in the long term future for that series. What other news do you have out there for us when it concerns all the shows, all the TV? Because we're still getting to shows that are going to be debuting, like we talked about with Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We also talked back a couple months ago about the Orville that was bumped to the end of this year, which is coming right around the corner. Is there any more shows that we need to be aware of that are making news one way or the other?
Well, with the mid-season coming up, one of the first shows that I'm probably going to be keeping an eye on is Roswell, New Mexico, the Roswell reboot. And it's like placed near the Flash. And usually, for most shows, that's usually not a good sign that it's going to even do well, because the Flash's audience are male skewing in the ratings. it's a superhero show versus like an alien romance drama as what the trailer is portraying.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. So, what's your opinion on what's going on with the show overall? I mean, is that something that you want to go ahead and as if you're a fan, continue watching, or are you holding out hopes for that series as a whole, or what do you what are your final thoughts on that?
I think it's way too soon to tell at the moment until it premieres, but it's easy to hold out hope for a series in general. But the problem is it's a WB show in an imbalance of mostly WB shows versus CBS.
And you've talked a lot about CBS because CBS seems to be still just generating so much when it comes to not only their shows but their all access shows and all the shows that they produce that are shown on other networks. What's going on with ABC? Has The Rookie really paid off as something that they've invested a lot of time and money and marketing power in? Has The Rookie, in fact, I was in California recently and all I saw were billboards for The Rookie that were out there. So I know Nathan Fillion is getting a lot of FaceTime out there. Is it overall been a success for ABC? Do you think it'll qualify as something that's going to be a foundational piece going forward?
I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, ratings are okay for 10 p.m., but they could have done better. But the biggest reason is the comedies from 8:30 all the way from all the way to like the 9:30 slot. They're not doing well right now, and that may have affected The Rookie and its long-term ratings spike. It would be something that would be a benefit with a better time slot or a more compatible lead-in.
Fair enough, fair enough. And but still it's something that right now on your renew cancel index, you have it as a possible continuation of the series. You don't have it as a cancellation at this point in time.
No, it's a likely renewal at the point because ABC drama is it's still not doing as great though. Like the second highest rated drama is currently averaging like a 1.0 or 1.1 with The Good Doctor. And it seems like 10 p.m. in a nutshell is not doing the best it can be. But still, but it's a good juggernaut in delayed viewing.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Once again, I have Jessica Boggs from the TVRatingsGuide.com. You got to check out her articles and everyone else's on the great staff of the TVRG when you go ahead and read out their cancel renew indexes, all their articles, reviews, all their original stuff that they do as far as the programs they create, and so much more. It's the TVRatingsGuide.com. One last thing before we head on out, Jessica. What are some of the surprises that have just caught your eye so far? Whether it's the CW, cable, Fox, NBC, ABC, what have you? What are some of the surprises that are actually making waves one way or the other so far in the TV season?
Well, the biggest surprises that I've seen this season so far is All American going up from a weak point two to like a point three. That was one of the biggest surprises that I've seen. And it may have caused a back order of 3 more episodes. That's CW. But I've also seen Last Man Standing continuing to do well on Fridays. But the surprise on the negative side was TGIF. It did not pay off as much as ABC would have hoped.
And how so? Because is it just because the fact that I think a lot of viewers may be tiring of the TGIF series that are out there, the TGIF block of shows that they have? Are they just tiring? Is it just viewer fatigue as far as because I know it's just become the point where a lot of viewers have come maybe just tuning into something else with so many diverse things to watch out there, and that they maybe have gotten off the train of several of the shows that are on the TGIF block.
My guess is the way with TGIF, the way it used to be, it was multi-camera comedies. The way TGIF is now is they took the they took Fresh Off the Boat and Speechless, moved it into Fridays, and they were one of their weaker they were two of their weaker comedies to begin with. Like, it should have never been moved. But the like, usually when you start, like, a whole new block, like, you take you take an anchor of a slot and then try to make into a new block. That's what they did with Last Man Standing before the show got canceled 5 seasons later.
Fair enough, and I can see going forward some issues with the TGIF block because if it's not drawing in consumers, even on a Friday, which is traditionally a lower viewing period than, let's say, Thursday or Wednesday, I can see the issues going forward for the TGIF series as far as there's shows in there that could finally meet their doom later on, sooner, meet their doom sooner rather than later. Once
That
again, oh, go ahead.
that's correct, and normally the shows with Last Man Standing, it worked because it was an older skewing comedy and with long-term hold. But with Fresh Off the Boat and Speechless, they're younger skewing. Those viewers are more likely to go out on Friday than viewers who are older than age, like if they're in their 40s or 30s.
I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even gonna go there, but I do go out on Fridays. I'll just say that. But once again, it is Jessica Boggs from the TVRatingsGuide.com. She is one of the great staff writers there. You got to check out all of her brilliant work at the TVRatingsGuide.com, along with her fellow staff mates. They go ahead again and do cancel renew indexes on cable and all the television networks that are out there. Also, they do great articles that are in depth and very detailed, reviews that are great, covering all the latest and greatest shows that are out there and the latest episodes that they have. And of course, they've got great original shows that they go ahead and create, and they play it out in the fashion and the format of an episodic TV show. So you got to check that out as well. It is the TVRatingsGuide.com. It is a can't miss site on the internet if you are a TV fan indeed. Jessica, it's always great having you on the show for our monthly updates. But I got to have you back later this month, along with as much of the crew as possible, so we can all get together and talk about the best and worst of TV in 2018. How's that sound?
That sounds pretty good. But then again, it's like you've already seen some of the worst on TV as
Oh,
far as ratings go.
I have my list already. I have my list of worst. The best might be harder because the best is somewhat when you talk about TV, it's kind of harder to find and you got to weed through a lot of the bad television that's out there because TV can really be bad at times, but yeah, the bad's really easy to get. The good, when you search it and you find it, it's really something special that's out there. So we'll cover the good and the bad of TV in 2018 later on this month with the TVRatingsGuide.com. I'm looking forward to it, Jess. I want to thank you so much again for being part of the show. And also, happy holidays to you and your family as well.
Have a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas and a happy Hanukkah and everything else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to cover the whole gambit there. Absolutely. Always great to have you part of the show and a part of the pop culture cosmos.